Look at this crazy dude. That's a Canadian, but he's not a salty Canadian. That's me. Hi, I'm Edwin. I'm going to be teaching you Pebble development. Alright guys, this is just a quick warning before you get started. In this video, we're not going to be doing any actual coding, okay? I'm just going to be introducing myself. I'm going to let you know what we're going to be doing in this series and why we're going to be doing it. So, if you're here, you probably know what Pebble is, but just in case you don't, I'll quickly go over it. So Pebble is a smartwatch that connects to your iPhone or Android device. They were born on Kickstarter, and what the watch does is, it can give you notifications from your phone, you can control your music, but one of the best things I think Pebble does is has an open SDK. So that means that anyone can pick up their SDK, software development kit, and write their own watch faces and apps for Pebble for free. Provided they have the computer and whatnot, they can just pick this up, start writing their own apps, and throw it on their watch. I mean, that's pretty friggin' sweet, okay? I love that about Pebble. So, why do I love Pebble so much? It's that, but I've also been using Pebble and working with Pebble for a long time. I got my first Pebble when I was 14, and I started programming for it shortly after they released their SDK 2.0. I'd already had a love for technology, but I didn't really do any programming, and Pebble's what got me into it. And maybe Pebble's what's going to get you hooked too, alright? I swear, Pebble has completely changed my life. I don't know what it would be like without it, and it's just been awesome. So I started writing apps, and this was my first watch face. Clean and simple, alright? Believe it or not, this simple thing with 3 little, pieces of data on it took me quite a while to make. It was my first programming adventure, and I got excited from that. That was the hook. So I started making this Game Boy one, I made the Valentine's one, on and on. Then in the summer, I was really interested in making more, but I need more ideas. I was running out of ideas myself. I'm more of a code monkey and less of an ideas person. So I went to the Pebble forums and whatnot. People gave me plenty of ideas, but I met this one guy named Philip. So Philip designs things. He just loves to design, all right? He's not a professional at it, but I think he definitely makes stuff that looks like it's professional. And Philip and I started writing watch faces, and here's where you can tell I met Philip, because things start to get a lot better designed. And we started doing this for free. We just threw them up on the Pebble App Store. People loved them. We open sourced them, but we weren't making any money. So when Pebble released their Pebble Time Kickstarter, their sort of, second rendition on the Pebble, we were like, sweet, why don't we, build the momentum off of this? So we launched a Kickstarter called the Lignite Collection for Pebble, and we had just a small goal of $800, and the Pebble community just blew us away. They crushed our goal in like 8 or 9 hours. It was just crazy. And so we blew through this goal, and this was the Lignite collection. Before I was making a little bit of money off of writing apps by writing for clients, but then we started monetizing off of this Lignite collection, and that became my big thing. So now we have over 20 watch faces and apps on the Pebble App Store, and I've written a lot more, but I've taken down all the bad ones and all the Philip non-approved ones. And one of the things I also did with Pebble was create a Pebble development tutorial series. So I'd already done this before. This is my second time around creating a series, and this was actually only created because somebody reached out to me on one of my Pebble videos. I just had a video of me demoing a watch face or whatever. Somebody reached out and they're like, Edwin, why don't you make a Pebble development tutorial series? I was like, okay, that might be cool. So, pardon me, I just sat down on my computer one night and just started filming. It was just sort of like a point and shoot sort of deal. Filmed, hoped for the best, hoped I could explain some things to people, and yet again, the Pebble community was amazing. I did not expect like over 5,000 views on these videos. I thought they were pretty crappy. Plus 42 likes. That just shows, people like them a fair amount. And then from this, with all my experience in Pebble and being on the community and creating this series, I was put in touch with these people who'd created this program called Austin Spark League. What Austin Spark League is an entrepreneurship program in Austin, Texas. And we started talking, and we talked about the possibility of, me working with them a bit to help create sort of a Pebble development tutorial series for them, or a bit of a curriculum. And from that, I actually ended up flying down to Texas and participating and mentoring in that program for 2 weeks. I mean, it was just one of the best experiences of my life, and I would do it all over again. And not only would I do it all over again, I am doing it all over again. I'm flying down. Right now, it's July 9th. I fly in 7 days. And I mean, I'm just so excited. I wanted to do this series again last year, but we never got around to it. So this year, we're actually developing this tutorial series for Austin Spark League, but we're using it for the public as well, so anyone can use this series and learn how to write Pebble apps. Now, you might be wondering, well, why don't you just stick with the first series? Simply because it's been aged quite long. I mean, this is probably about 1.5 years old now, and a lot of things have changed. And these videos, I find, when I look back at them now, I say, okay, I did some alright teaching, but I think I can do a lot better, and I can make the videos a lot more digestible. Some of these were quite long, and if you're not, really committed, it can be pretty hard to get down. So what are we going to be doing in this new tutorial series? Well, in the last one, I just sort of went off on a tangent and just wrote code as I shot the video. I did not have a clue of what I was really going to do. So in this video, I actually have a plan. I already have the app made, and we're going to be following more or less of a template. We're going to be creating a weather app for Pebble. We're going to be using this weather API called Open Weather Map, and we're going to be implementing it to show weather from multiple cities. You can add cities via your voice on Pebble. You'll be able to see the conditions and whatnot. And this will take about 10 tutorials. This is our first part of the tutorial series that's actually Austin Spark League based. So maybe you don't have any clue what an API is, maybe you don't have any programming experience at all, but you're just really friggin' excited about putting something that's yours on your wrist. Trust me, I know the feeling. That's where I began, okay? And I have something for you. I've created this Introduction to Programming tutorial series where I take you through real-world examples to start, demonstrating programming concepts that you'll need to know for the series. And then in the later videos, I actually cover each concept in code in Cloud Pebble. So you'll get a little familiar with Cloud Pebble, which we're going to be using for this tutorial series, and you'll get familiar with some of the programming concepts that you'll need, or most of them. So you can find this tutorial series in the description of this video. There's a playlist. Just take it. It's about 10 minutes each video or so. You'll be done in 8 videos, so like 1.5 hours or so, with a little break in between. And you will have covered all the concepts, or most of the concepts that you need to start programming with us. So I hope you guys are excited, because by the end of this, I'm hoping that you'll have enough experience to write your own Pebble apps and watch faces. So I'm Edwin. I've done a lot with Pebble, and I'm hoping that you can do a lot with Pebble too. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.